Anything else the group is doing before we're going to sleep?
I'm actually going to meditate with the black orbs and see if it's wanting to pull me in any general direction.
So you go ahead and just roll a D100 and see what you got.
Execute Order 66.
you you do spend some time meditating with the orb, just trying to figure any kind of message or vision like you had seen before the last time you found one. It was reflective, but it didn't really get you anything. You don't know. You're not pulled any certain direction right now. You just still feel that part of these are part of you. That's all you're getting. Or yeah, these are you somehow united to you. That's all that you're still getting. No additional information. No, meditate on that. Anika and Faye, did you guys or Wolfram? Bart, did you three would like to do? I was looking at the Wolfram picture up there.
We can dream.
Oh.
Oh.
What would he be doing? I also have zero context of where we are.
By a river.
Yep, you're traveling down the Kings River towards Naywest Falls, and there's a city at the end where boats usually stop and make their way through the wandering forest, approaching the capital of Erosia.
He did not bring a fishing pole. That is saddening. Okay, well.
Oh.
Oh, there should be one in like the next town over. So for now, he'll probably just be, doing whatever. We're willing to interact if anyone wants to.
I think Anika's just sort of like laying on the ground, propping her feet up, and just looking at her locket to try and figure out what the magic word is. She'll just start randomly guessing words.
Oh. You're saying that into your locket? Is that what
or my necklace that, no, she knows it's a locket, yes.
Yeah, she knows it's a locket. She knows it's opened by magical means or some kind of command word or sentence or something.
Spoken. Yep. So I'm just randomly speaking words.
Okay. Without any rhyme or reason.
Yep.
Okay. Any words particularly that come to mind that you're trying to say?
No, she'll just like kind of start like tree, apple, oranges, and then she'll realize she's hungry, and then she'll keep going.
Oh.
While munching on some rations.
Did you tell us about the locket? Like,
I know I told Faye. I might have told Lorna. I don't remember.
I don't think you told Lorna.
I don't think you told Lorna.
I know I told Faye because she was in the room. May not have told all of you.
Nope, that's fine.
Well, those that do not go right to sleep at night, you will hear a small little voice muttering random words, not constructing coherent sentences off in the corner, until she drifts to sleep and you all fall asleep, leaving Ichabod on top of the dome or in the nearby vicinity. Just kind of keep an eye on the perimeter. Make sure nothing approaches you or startles the horses.
Also, I'm in the center of the dome because A, I like to be the center of attention, and B, this is the safest.
I'll probably be giving suggestions in Undercommon.
So, are you guys just gonna let Ichabod stay to watch them through through the whole night then, and that's perfectly fine. 'Cause, do familiars need rest or anything like that? Because they're magical creatures, right?
I don't think they do. It doesn't say. I don't think.
I would say don't worry about it because the worst case scenario is you dispatch and resummon, so that doesn't glean anything. So you're
Say
fine.
it's like a celestial fae or fiend you summoned. I don't think it needs to sleep.
Okay, yeah, I'm fine with that. So the Ichabod will keep watch for the first few hours, and we'll notice nothing out of the normal or nothing that's out of its place in the forest. A few wild critters, nothing big enough or big enough to cause alert or alarm. Go ahead and roll another perception check for Ichabod.
All right. Wow.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
Where were all these rolls?
Okay. All right. So you know what? I didn't clarify. How far off the river did you guys camp? Are you guys within sight of the river? Like, can you see across the river, or did you guys want to make camp more into the woods?
My suggestion would be like in the tree line.
Yeah.
Okay, so you can still see stuff technically.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, or kind of like sort of hidden, but still be able to see the river.
Okay. So
That's my suggestion.
So Ichabod will notice across the river. It's a decent distance away, so it's not. But she's an owl and she has dark vision, right?
It's an owl.
Yeah. So, so
They're nocturnal.
She's across the way, and Ichabod's going to notice that what looks to be like a large figure, kind of moving through the tree line and kind of just kind of walking its way down the river, walking west and along the river. It's still kind of behind the tree line too, but this thing is massive enough that it is catching Ichabod's eyes, but it's obscured enough by the trees that Ichabod can't really make out what it is. What would you like to do? Would you Ichabod will it's not it's not threatening you. It's just walking along the river. Would Ichabod wake you up?
It is noteworthy though. So he probably would wake up Josel, and Josel will keep an eye on it with Ichabod's senses, and if it just moves away, and Josel will just go back to sleep.
Make a perception check, Josel.
With my perception, or
yes, with Josel's perception.
Okay.
Okay. No. You would just see again this large figure moving in the woods far. Well, do you have dark vision? Or you're going through Ichabod. So you're going through Ichabod's eyes, and you see that large creature. Just again looking through his vision, it looks like it's made out of stone, and it has almost like vegetation growing off of it as well. And but it keeps kind of moving along. And it makes its way kind of out of view and further down the river. Otherwise, the rest of the night is fairly uneventful. Go ahead and you guys wake up this morning making breakfast. Bax is a little interested in what you guys do or what you guys call for breakfast, and he is curious what you guys have to whip up. Do we eat well when we camp out like this?
Yeah.
Or
Fuck
do we
yeah.
only eat when we go to the city?
No, we starve the rest of the way.
Oh no.
Right? Yeah.
I'm like the horses. I need to be fed and watered.
Yeah, so you take a fasting diet. You only eat while you're in a city.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, we have the thingy doohickeys. What are they? Okay.
Oh, the magical silverware that makes up
Yeah.
one meal?
Yeah. We have those. We'll always eat good.
Well, I think I'll be fine. We don't have to make a huge fuss if we gotta get going. I'll be fine with some distractions. I was partly teasing, but I mean, if you guys want to make a big breakfast, I will definitely eat.
Well, you know, the heartier the breakfast, the further you can go on foot. So I'm down for whatever grub we can scrape by with.
Are we going on foot?
Well, no,
Do you think those orcs are gonna give us any more trouble?
that's true. Let's hope not.
I will
Josel,
say I felt a little
but-
safer on the water when the orcs were away from me.
aye. Did you see anything last night, Josel? Didn't wake us up, so it must not have been anything bad.
Something just passed by us on the other side of the river. Some kind of
Huh?
stone creature covered in vines. Not familiar with that.
Stone creature covered in vines?
How big was it?
How big was it?
It was giant.
Oh,
It was fucking huge.
okay.
It was so, but that's part of the reason why it's hard to make out because of it being behind the tree line as well, across the river. But it was too big to not notice. So
Okay. Good to know. Giants are in the area?
Are you sure it was a giant or was it just really fucking huge?
it was just really fucking huge from from what you saw, Josel. But it was made of stone and had kind of vegetation growing upon the stone.
It was made of stone. Huh. Doesn't sound like a giant.
Could be either like maybe a golem or elemental of some kind.
That would make
Not
more
sure.
sense.
Possible.
Could
Well,
be.
you guys must dive right into danger, don't you?
I mean, yes.
Yeah?
I'd like to stay
Yeah.
as far in the back as possible, if that's quite all right with all of you.
Then you probably want to stay near me.
I can do that. At least let me know when you plan on going first in danger. I can always stay back and take care of your stuff.
Well-
You assume we plan finding danger.
Aye.
Oh boy. Well, at least you're paying me well enough. I'll earn my money, I guess.
Yep.
Aye.
We're never
Yes.
paying him.
Apparently.
I don't remember what we agreed to, but we'll figure that out later.
Yeah.
He's got really shitty management. He's just got give it away for free.
Yeah.
He'll be fine.
No, White said, you know what? We've been looking a way to get rid of backs lately. This is the perfect opportunity to get rid of backs. So what would you guys like to do? Would you guys like to go ahead and depart for the rest of the river on the river, or do you want to traverse on foot a little bit more, or what else did you like, or what else would you like to try and do?
Probably faster to go on river, but then again, we'll be sitting ducks if the orcs and them ever decide to come after us.
To be fair, that could happen to us while we're walking in the woods too.
But we're not going to be out in the open. We'll be have plenty of cover by the trees.
Also places for traps.
Well, any place could be trapped.
That's true.
Now, so you guys are going to continue to travel on foot then?
How far more on the river do we know that we have?
You got quite a few miles left. I think this would be day 6 of your journey. So you had 7 days to kind of get down the river. So it would probably be, a full day's worth. to get there. Not so much for distance, just because of how winding the river has started to become and more treacherous.
Mm-hmm.
But
I don't know. I'd say maybe just stay on the river because we still have to hike a bit to get to the city, right? Or it's right on the
We
river.
take the river all the way there.
Right? So if we stay along the river, get there, it'll be a titch faster.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, the river ends in the falls, and that's what fills. And the falls kind of pour into the Bay of Tears.
Okay. Well, Lorna's saying boat.
Agreed.
All right.
All right. I mean, you guys have plenty of time to travel on foot a little bit too, if you want to kind of do that first before jumping back on the boat. That is always an option. So, boat or walking or a little bit of both.
We'll go with the boat.
Okay.
Boat.
You guys get the horses on the boat and back on the boat, keeping a watchful eye along the tree line to see if any more orcs or other visitors may come to visit you all. Looking across the river before you head out, Josel, you look into the forest where you saw that large creature moving the night before. And, for something the size that you saw, I mean, albeit a great distance away, you don't notice any major splintering or earth being moved or trees being knocked over. It looks fairly in undisturbed condition. And the rest of you will, again, just kind of work on getting your supplies back on the boat. And before you head off, is there anything anyone else would like to do? So you guys set sail further down the Kings River, approaching the final end. It takes several hours, and you're keeping an eye for what you hope to avoid are more orcs. Let's do this. Cronus, are you in the crow's nest like usual? Or are you guys at a smaller ship now?
It's a river. May as well go with the longboat.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, then, whoever's, just go ahead and let's get a perception check from the group then.
All right.
All right. All right. So, Black Bart, Faye, Josel, and Anika, as you guys are making your way through, you are going to see more movement coming from the tree line. On the opposite side of the river that you stayed on the night before. And as you are looking through the woods, you are going to make out a few humanoid creatures kind of dashing through the in between the trees, trying to keep up, but the ship is going at a fairly decent rate that you seem to be outrunning them at the moment. But it has gotten the attention of something in the woods.
Right, I'm not the only one who sees the people chasing us, right?
Lee.
Yeah, I see them.
Okay.
No.
I mean, I'm looking down at the water.
I'm probably looking at my sword.
Cronus is waiting for the Sahagin to bang out of the river.
I will tell the two of you that there's nothing in the water, and Lorna, you're very pretty, but you don't need to use the reflection of the sword.
I'm not doing that.
We will, or no wait, Miss Bonray, be ready to fire.
And
We have
already got
cannons?
it prepared. We are the cannons.
Oh, got it.
We are the cannons.
I mean, it's
Fair
true.
I just see Cronus like picking up Anika and holding her like gun.
Yes.
I mean, all Nika needs is that new Eldritch Adept feed and get Agonizing Blast, and we have 2 super cannons.
Oh my god.
Say hello to my little friend.
Wait, where is it?
We are the guys. Oh, I don't have Discord open. I can't see what you're posting. But so you see these figures kind of dashing at you, and as you guys are coming, you're making your way further and further down the river, and you're thinking at this rate that you would be approaching Nithma within hopefully very soon. And as you guys start to come around the bend, you start to see the other side become just super. The rest of the forest just becoming dense, and where had been a little bit of sparse forest and trees and things that kind of rock formations and bare beaches, it is now just very lush, thick forest with trees that are hundreds of feet wide and very much so older. And you see on the tree, kind of poking out in the river ahead, some of those figures start to run up, and you will see 1, 2, 3 elves kind of appear and watching you guys with watchful eyes. And you guys start to approach that tree branch. They have not drawn any arrows, but they do have their bows equipped and in hand. Go ahead. You're fairly decent way, but you guys both can make out what each other are. They see that you guys,
Yeah.
they see you as well.
Should we say something?
I think we
Like-
should.
Probably. They may have information.
I mean, they're not attacking us right away, so clearly they're not, like, trying to kill everybody who's on their way, so...
Yeah.
That's the good thing.
I think we can assume those that don't attack us right away are just opportunities for friendship.
Yeah, exactly.
Where be the parlay flag? No, we're in the longboat. Parlay flag won't be in here. Where be the bell?
Minor version, the sound of a bell.
Yes.
As you guys, are you guys ringing the bell then, or?
Yep.
Yep, the minor illusion to bell.
Thaumaturgy, the sound of bells.
At the sound of the bells, they are a little confused, but their body language is kind of like shrugging a little bit, like, huh? But they wave you. They do raise their hand and hail you and shout from up above their perch down towards your ship, and they say, "Stay the course and pull and get ready to dock at Nithma, and may Newa's favor look over you." And they kind of watch as your ship goes underneath the great branch that they're standing on and calling down to your boat, and they just kind of watch your ship sail underneath that massive branch that they're standing on. And you continue down the river further, and you will approach this wood elf village primarily with gnomes and other kind of little creatures running around and working and getting supplies right at the immediate docks at the base on my map as well. You'll see these great oven arc or structures kind of twisting and turning around, spinning up these massive trees up to the tops with different houses and huts and larger structures and buildings that kind of decorate the treetops of this forest. You'll also see along the river further down some looks to be these stone pillars with elven statues kind of standing upon it, all kind of having their hands folded upon one another, making more or less a I don't want to say a blockade. You definitely navigate through it on a small boat, especially a boat like your size. It's more of a guidance to like, hey, you're going too far. You're going to start approaching the falls and stuff. But do you guys dock here or what would you like to do? As
There's-
some elves kind of approach the dock to help you tie off and greet you.
Yeah, dock up.
Yep.
Mhm.
As you guys dock, the elves will help you kind of get situated and welcome you to the town. And you see across the area, again, gnomes kind of trading and discussing with some of the elves. You will also see some of the elves in more leather armors and a lot more bows, kind of like the ones that you saw on your way into the city. They're wearing a lot of green tabards across there, and they're dressed a little bit differently than the rest of the wood elves there. They're currently talking to one another and just it looks like socializing in this space for now. They from their attire and their weaponry, they look to be like rangers for this village. There are other things around here at these lower docks too, as well as food and other things for sale. They have different vegetations and greenery for eating. It's the more higher vegan or vegetarian style diet, but they also have some game meats and stuff too that can be purchased and eaten. And it's this very open aired atmosphere. Where would you guys like to start, or what would you guys like to do or ask?
Right. So before we start doing whatever this is, and then he says to everyone, "What's the name of the city we're supposed to be going to?"
Sunos. You're heading to the capital of Sunos.
Thank you.
Sorry, you go ahead. And I don't mean to interrupt your.
But want to explore?
I
This place is
mean,
called what? Enigma?
Nithma.
Oh.
I'll put it in the chat. And let me see. I really need to update this more like I wanted to, but I think this will be okay for now. So you guys should be on the map now. All right. And yes, you guys are kind of pulling up to here. Oops. Dang it. Oh. And you guys are, at the Elven's, one of the major cities, or one of the only cities on the outskirts of the Wandering Forest, with the other one being Phallus on the other side of the Wandering Forest.
ooh.
We're just here to explore.
Crags
Silent,
of the Hellmouth.
What's that?
The city I'm looking for, is that Gallows? Is it Galos or Gallows?
City. Sunos, you mean? The capital?
No, where the hobgoblin is.
Oh, no, they went to Sunos. Wow.
Sinos.
Well, yeah, Erosia and Sunos.
All right. Sunos. All right.
Wandering Forest.
I'll have to ask about that later.
Crags the Hellmouth. That just sounds ominous.
Hmm. So does the Wandering Forest. I don't know if we should be walking in there without a local guide.
I mean, do we even have to walk in there?
I was gonna say, well, the falls, we have to go at least partly through it.
Do we?
Ah!
You sure we can't navigate the falls?
They're falls, not just like...
I think we could ask about that.
Yeah, let's ask about that. See what's our best way to Sunos.
Let's just see what's going on here. Honestly, I
Yeah.
can't say I've ever been in a city built out of trees.
That is true. That is true.
Yeah.
Sky will feel like at home.
No.
So, as you guys start to explore, wander around this city, you guys climb the spiraling staircases and start heading into the treetops. You first kind of approach the rangers that are standing, kind of like typical guards. They're just not wearing traditional city armor, but you see them stationed around the place, and they do not object to you proceeding upward into the tops of the Elven city. And you guys can cross while you guys are up in the treetops. There are bridges that connect the trees, and you will see these beautiful little fireflies kind of floating through the air and kind of highlighting and decorating. Go back to the city map. This one. And just kind of lighting up the place along with the other lanterns and stuff that decorate the treetops. You will see, as you walk around, some rangers and larger number talking to this one gentleman, taller elf, with long red hair with two braids along the side, with silver eyes, and just discussing with his hands folded and his hands tucked into the sleeves of the other as he's discussing something at a distance with these rangers. You kind of walking around catches his eye. Obviously, you guys are not local by the sights of you. Dragonborn and Drow and Halfling are setting off some flags, and
We're noticeable.
You're noticeable, but he continues his conversation with kind of keeping a momentary glance over at your side. I'm gonna go ahead and reveal this too real quick. All right. So you see that gentleman talking to some of the rangers that you have seen kind of acting what seems to be guards of the city, or people of at least position.
Does it look more like they're questioning him, or just like he's giving them orders?
It looks like they are giving him information. Go ahead and do an insight check, Anika, if you want to see what you think about what do you think?
15.
Okay. It's kind of hard to read his face, especially at this distance, but his expression or his body language is not reading. Or I say he seems approachable, but he's dealing with something of serious matter at the moment. But moments later, he does seem like he finishes up his whatever the wood elves are saying to him, and they quickly kind of go off to either follow his orders or go on to their next task. And he will stop and kind of wait as you guys are on trajectory to kind of cross paths with him as you are crossing another bridge over to another tree. And he will say, "Welcome to Nithma. Where do you all hail from, my friends?"
We came from a deer.
That's probably the simplest answer.
I'm glad ships are still making their way through. Been a moment since we've seen one.
Yeah, there's some orcs trying to dam the river. Might want to send some troops to take care of that.
Took off for their number. Still got the chieftain.
So the news is what I fear. It's getting worse. We're gonna have to deal with this situation sooner than later.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what brings you to Nithma? Is there something I can help you with your time here? I imagine you are here to make your way to Sunos.
Yeah, actually.
Not many people come here to spend too much time. It's like this is a good resting point before such a long journey on horse and foot. I wish I could tell you it would be as simple as staying along the path, but I'm hearing news of issues all around the Wandering Forest right now.
Is it that we have to go through the Wandering Forest, or is there a way that we can go around it?
Not on foot or boat, at least.
I'll see to that myself.
Are the falls able to be can we go over the falls, or is it like an actual like death drop? Or is it more like a cascade of tiny waterfalls?
He will just reveal a gentle smile and say, the falls are cannot be traversed by ship. Your ship would fall and crash into a million splinters.
As well as our bodies, but yes.
The falls have quite a few drops in them. The final ones would be quite perilous to your ship and your crew.
Well, our crew is just us, but yes.
And Max.
And Max, yes. Sorry, Max.
It's Bax, but that's cool.
Max.
No. That's canon. We have to keep calling him Max now, even though it's wrong.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thanks, Anika.
What?
Oh. Anywho.
There are those that try to make the journey through the cliffs, but that's quite a treacherous journey as well. I can't say many have taken that approach. It would be quite a difficult climb or scale down. But
How about this? Is there a trail?
well, yes, that's the only way to. We recommend traveling through through this forest.
See, there you go.
He'll be like, the guardians of the forest don't really like us stepping or foreigners kind of willy-nilly rumping around. I can't talk tonight. Walking around the forest and disturbing things. Probably why they're so agitated right now with the news of the orcs and goblins kind of coming into our forest.
Wait,
What
said
exactly
guardian?
are these guardians of the forest?
are they like made of stone, really big and covered in vegetation?
This forest is very old and very massive, and there are many creatures that kind of work to protect it. But over the last few weeks, it seems like things are changing, and things are more and more active than they normally would. They're quite usually docile and peaceful creatures, but they are a little bit more aggressive lately. They are large, what we call them, are golems or watchers of the forest. They're large constructs that kind of look like large, massive stone bulls. They kind of more align with, that's how he'll describe them. That's what he'll call them. He won't give you a biology lesson.
Okay.
But he'll
So
say, yes, those are the watchers of the forest. They're old constructs that protect and kind of nurture the forest, and we kind of have coexisted with them a long time.
I don't suppose they have a way of communicating what's wrong?
I've never known anyone, all my years to ever have communicated with one. But I will say that if you wish the forest ill, they will see you as an enemy, and well, maybe one watcher is enough. So I imagine what these orcs are going to get themselves into when they run into a few of them at the same time. Sometimes they wander together or in groups. So, yes, if you do just decide to travel once you try to brave the cliffs, I'm sure I can direct you to some climbing gear or supplies, or we have everything you need for that. But if you do decide to go through the woods, we're just in dangerous times, and I recommend that you stay to the path as much as possible, and make your trek as quickly through this forest as you can, until we can get this sickness dealt with. I don't know what to prepare you for at this time.
By sickness, you mean orcs, right? Or is it something else?
Well, that's what I was saying. The creatures and the watchers, those that were quite typically a little bit more docile and friendly towards us. I'm hearing reports from some of the scouts that they're actually running into conflict with us now, and they've had to flee a few conflicts with them. They've usually not seen us as enemies before, and we've coexisted with them for centuries. So we're trying to figure out what would possibly plague their mind and cause these animals to act just out of sorts.
Hey, Silent.
Yeah.
In my research into the Coven, was one of them particularly... Never mind. I remember. Hey guys, I think I may know why.
Oh?
So you know the Coven has 3 big bad witches?
Aye.
Ursula's licking her wound somewhere.
Uh-huh.
There's Evanora, who's into necromancy. So that place where we heard a whole bunch of undead, probably her.
Okay.
The other one, Theodora, because of course those two have to have names that rhyme. She's a little bit more different. So she does some undead, but also
boy.
way more beast creatures and, funnily enough, constructs. Like a golem.
Great.
She's a bit more nature-based.
You seem he's kind of studying you all because you guys do not seem as alarmed as you should be about some of this news.
We probably...
Who are you, and where are you guys from?
We're Kaharuda. We've kind of been all over the continent right now, just helping out with the Forgotten.
I mean, we've fought mind flayers and aboleth.
Ursula.
Perhaps you guys have come at an opportune time to, along your way, help me with my problem, or at least could I beg of you to maybe at least investigate on your way to Sunos to see what you can uncover?
I have a strong...
along the way.
It's on the way.
It didn't look like it was, but I have a strong suspicion that if it is really one of the Coven who's there, we're probably going to have to go there anyway.
So why don't we deal with
exhibit
it now?
number 4. Because we... pit stop? We do kind of need to see if that's the problem that's dealing with Sunos.
Right now, I just want to know if the creatures are okay, but I'm afraid that something's happening to this forest. Yeah. I don't wish I had more information. I'm still kind of collecting information as I'm hearing things from up north. Trying to hear word from Phallus, and we sent some messages to them, but they're just reporting more animal attacks and more beasts kind of attacking than the constructs that we're dealing with down here.
Told you. Theodora. We got bitch number 2 here.
Let's do it. At least on our way, we'll see what we can get, and then maybe we come back after.
Yep.
That could tip our hand.
If you are heading north towards Sunos, then I can send my scouts. Perhaps I can send them east to control this situation that's growing with the orcs. I'm not going to be a fan of these orcs in my woods, and this new beast is no different than any other orc, though he seems to at least stay a little bit longer than some of the others that have kind of dared to foot in these woods. Do you know anything about the orcs that you encountered that might help me in preparing a response to deal with these unwelcomed guests?
We did know where they camped a day ago.
Could
Right,
you
Josel?
draw it on a map?
Josel.
I'm not exactly a cartographer, but I'll try.
I'll help from where we were. I'm not either, but I'm a bard.
And about how many miles did you say they were away from the cliffs? When he kind of he has a map and he kind of rolls it out of the river. It's kind of high level, and he's just like, so you're saying they were throwing the boulders in around here, and this is where you guys encountered them. How far off from here were they? And you can point to the map if you'd like, Josel.
Yeah, it's right around here.
And he'll roll that map up and give another gentle smile and says, I can get a response to these unwelcome guests here, and hopefully sooner than later. It shouldn't take too long to mount a group to deal with these.
Yeah, we can also tell you there's this one orc that seems to be calling all the shots.
They also have
And,
a few spellcasters.
Yeah.
And
Joseph's going to
ogres.
describe. Yeah, Joseph's going to describe what the leader looks like.
We'll keep an eye out for this. I've not had visual confirmation from any of my scouts on a leader or who's in charge yet, but just that they've seen the orcs. And you saw how many? And you're sure he's asking you how many in total did you see? Orcs, goblins, ogres, and just getting all the details he can from you. This is valuable information, he'll say, and this will be used in our favor. I've heard report from my scouts of someone but I've not seen. Again, I have this visual reference, so we'll know who to keep an eye out for too. And he will say, for looking into this, please help yourself to our alchemists make some of the greatest potions with access to some of the greatest herbs and other components to make some of their potions here. There's very little that's not in stock, and he'll hand you a coin with what seems to be a crest ornate tree on it, and he will say, hand this to them and they will make sure that you get everything that you need, and as a gratitude for at least looking into the illness that plagues us with, or buying us time to deal with these orcs so that we can at least look into it as soon as we can.
Yeah.
And what would you guys? Is there anything else you guys would like to do?
Weren't we just given a free pass to go get potions?
Yep.
That's what it sounded like to me.
Bart would like to go get a fishing rod and tackle.
Okay.
We could probably get that at the potion shop. We should check first.
Well,
Be like a
What?
magical thing.
See, it cast itself for you.
Then what's the point? Like,
Yeah.
You get to sit on the side of the boat and drink beer. Not what fishing is?
not if it's magical beer, because then the beer drinks itself.
Well, that's just not useful, is it?
So you guys find your way to the alchemist shop, following the directions of the gentleman you spoke to. Oddly enough, he did not introduce himself. His name is Talaneth. Talaneth Amberthorn. But as you guys continue your way to the shop, you will see two elves there seem to be bickering. A male and a female seem to be disagreeing on something, as they have various flowers and plant lives kind of strewn around the place. And while there's vials and potions on the shelves and available, it seems to be kind of in severe disorder.
Hello there.
What is it? Oh, visitors.
I
What can we do for you?
well,
Well,
go ahead.
business first or interesting things first?
Probably business first.
Oh, then you go.
I don't have business.
Neither
What?
did I want to know why they're arguing.
Oh, okay. Go ahead then.
So, why are you arguing? And such a lovely organizational method you have going on.
She wants to waste the rest of the components to make this potion that we have plenty of, and I think we should save it to work on something I've been kind of dabbling in. And she lacking the faith and the vision, and she starts bickering back and just talk about how the formula seems not complete, or his math is off. Is what she's essentially saying. I think you're imbalanced, and this is gonna blow up in your face.
First off, hi, I'm Anika. I may be able to mediate this. What's the potion you have a bunch of?
Well, she wants to make some more growth potions, and I thought it would be cool to combine them and try to make this super giant growth potion. But she says that's not how it works, and blah blah blah. She goes, that's not how magic works. You can't just add more of it and expect to make you grow larger. And he's disagreeing. He goes, well, if we do this with the different components, we could try to. It could possibly work. And he's just arguing his point and trying to talk her into it.
Could I
fair.
check my knowledge to see if it works?
Could I help?
To be fair, that's what I would think as well.
Go ahead and roll. I guess just a general intelligence check. I guess.
Of course, that's how it works.
Let me see if I.
You're not sure. I mean, that's not when you drink a healing potion, you drink another healing potion. It's
That's
a little bit more
exactly
effective.
how it works.
Let's see here. You're not aware of another way, or if that's how it works, but there's a certain balance that alchemists follow to make some of the more known potions, and that usually experimenting in them can have hazardous consequences. But all brand new potions or great potions start from somewhere. Someone has to invent them somewhere.
Well, wait. Here's a question. Have you ever tried drinking 2 growth potions at once? Does it make you super big?
Well, there's a few more things we have to add in to make sure that the potion metabolizes and not just be like drinking 2 growth potions. Anyone can drink 2 growth potions back to back, but I want to kind of multiply the effects. She's like, why? Because it would be amazing to be that tall and be able to go into the wandering forest and see one of the walking and talking trees that everyone tells stories about.
Either that, or take down fucking giants with that.
Indeed.
You could actually wrestle a giant.
She said, "We haven't had giants in here in thousands of years."
They're farther south, apparently.
Hey.
Well, not those giants, I guess. So anyways, I'll get her on my side eventually. What can I help you all find today? Was there something that specific that you guys were seeking?
What you got? And I just hold up the coin thingy.
A sign of the Lord, or the Lord's Taloneth. He must have sent you. Well, I'll make sure that we give you everything available that we have in stock. We do have some potion of growth, of course, healing, heroism, invisibility, mind reading. Or no, I'm sorry, not invisibility, mind reading. Let me see. Not mind
I was
reading,
about to
but
say.
they do have a potion of, let's see here, heroism. I just pulled up a list of potions. Potion of poison, potion of resistance, potion of water breathing, disability. Let's see here. You know what? No, they have a potion of invisibility. That'd be fun.
Ooh.
That is fun. So I think we need a potion of growth, at least one, just cause.
Yeah. Maybe
Okay.
2.
Maybe. How are we on healing potions?
Let me
Have
see.
any?
I do not.
What? Okay, we need to distribute then, because there are 5 superior healings in the bag of holding.
I would like one, please.
Okay.
There's also a potion of fire breath. Did I say that already? And yeah, they have several of the different types of healing potions. Potion of animal friendship.
We'll take one of those.
Potion of flying. Potion of resistance. Potion of gaseous form.
I just want all of it. But no. I will. Hold on.
And he'll say, "This coin that you give, I'll definitely be able to take care of several of your healing potions with this. How many are you guys?" He looks around and he talks to his wife. He says, "How many do we have?" And she'll say that they'll have 5 potions of healing. Let's see here. 4 potions of greater healing, and 2 potions of superior healing. He'll put those together and say, "Taloneth must put you up to a tall order to cover such an expensive shopping cart. Is there anything else that I can get for you that you have interest in?" And so the rest of these, he's gonna kind of expect some kind of payment for these potions.
How much for the potion of animal friendship? Because I think it may come in handy.
Well, as a customer of Taloneth, I'll only charge you 150 for that.
Done. And I hand him 15 platinum.
Okay.
How much for a potion of growth and a potion of flying?
I only let's see here. Potion of growth, potion of flying. Go. I literally just saw it. Oh, that'd be 200 gold for the potion of growth, and then for flying, let me see. Potion of fly. Oh, 450 gold for the potion of flying.
Whew.
So what's that? 65 platinum total.
Yep.
No, that'd be
Yeah.
450. Oh, for total. I'm sorry.
I keep singing.
Yes.
Anything else? Would you guys just want to take a moment to kind of look through some of the potions and just kind of build or see if there's anything else that you guys want to purchase, or is there anything else that some of you would like to do while some of your comrades are shopping the potions?
Joso would like to look over the kaiju potion that the guy's trying to work on.
Okay.
Like, what's his formula?
It seems or you're not proficient in alchemy or anything like that, right?
I am proficient in Arcana.
Okay. So you see that the formula he's working on is very much so based off the initial or the base growth spell or growth potion. He thinks that from what you're telling from his list of ingredients and components is that he seems to think that there is a way to take some of the rare red flowers that grow in the forest and use those to kind of blend or I guess combine or magnify the effects of more ingredients and I guess a higher concentration. But it's not with your. Go ahead and do a general arcana. You know, let's do intelligence check because this is like coming up with how to make a potion. Okay, you think that while there is merit in pursuing, you know, what he's trying to come up with, you don't think his notes and the elements are going to give the desired effects that he's aiming for. You need some other agent to kind of exponentially grow, I guess, or increase the effects of that spell. He will discuss with you this theory, though, and you guys will come up with some a feasible approach to kind of make up for the lack in his formula and design. And after discussing with you for the time, he thinks there's, and you agree too, that this potion may have a little bit more teeth than it had originally. Anyone else doing anything? Or Joseph, did you want to do anything in response to working with him on that?
Nah, that's good.
Okay.
I would like to point out that I'm gonna buy 2 potions of growth and of flying, so it'd be 85 platinum.
Update your guys' gold or inventory sheet as you guys see fit. I don't know how you guys are splitting this up. That's for you guys to discuss.
We got a shit ton of platinum, so if anybody does need any from the bag of holding, let me know. We have plenty there as well. I would like to get a potion of fire breath. How much will that go?
I think that was actually near the top. That's 100 gold.
How many do they have?
They have 3 of them.
Ooh. Fuck it. I'll get all 3.
Yeah, you
Okay.
should.
Yeah!
Just cause. That should be something we own.
Yes!
There's other things too, like oils, anything. Really, a lot of elixirs and potions. It's going to be pretty viable to find them here. There's going to be certain things that are probably a little bit stretched for them to have, like, you know, a potion of invulnerability. They won't have that in stock. But yeah, is there anything else that you guys are interested in, or is there anything else you want to talk to them about or discuss further?
I'll take 1 potion of growth as well.
Actually, same. If they have another one.
So, shoot. I was saying, because I'm giving you guys a gift discount, I'm not going off saying items completely. That'd be, I think I said that was 25 gold, right? Or 25 platinum, I mean?
It was
Or
200 gold piece.
200 gold pieces, yeah. So,
Okay.
what's that? 20 platinum pieces?
Yep.
Alright. What else did you said another potion. What else?
I'm buying a potion of growth as well.
Okay. Yep. See, and we're making plenty of money that we could use to spend on scouts running these errands for this, so we could pull this experiment off. And she's like, if you want to waste your money in doing that, and he kind of interrupts her and shows her some of the work that you and Tim went over, Josel. And she goes, all right, but you're not spending all the profits this month. We have to still eventually prepare for once we are, able to trade regularly with Thales again. So, anything else that you guys would like to do before departing, or did you guys get all the potions that you'd like?
I'm good.
All right.
I'm good.
All right.
Yeah, nothing in here. My stuff is going to be outside.
All right. So what are you doing now, Black Bart?
This is a river city. There's got to be smugglers. There just got to be. Because this is like a middle road between here and a capital. There's got to be like at least some kind of smuggler who knows a way through the falls. So, bad reputation won't necessarily cover it, but there's got to be kind of a seedy part of this place, like a tavern where there's, slightly darker wood than the rest of the trees.
Not that you've seen on your way through, but let's go ahead and do just investigation. Let's see what you ask around, you poke on your nose around to see if you find anything. Anything that just seems, opportune to meet such characters.
Nope.
You do some digging, and Mythma's fairly beautiful and elegant place. You notice there's not a lot of besides the gnomes. You don't really notice a lot of other creatures here besides the elves. You find no kind of seedy hangout that you're so seeking.
Polished it to a shine. Could use a little dirt on this place. Other than that, he's gonna get a fishing tackle for.
Okay. You spend the time while your group shops around. And while you're fishing, go ahead and do a survival check. Let's just see how you do.
Oh no, he's got to get a fishing tackle first.
Okay. You would definitely be able
gold.
to find one. More probably towards the lower docks. And definitely you'll find a vendor that sells fishing tackle along with other kind of general supplies. And they'll say the flying the flying mirror. I can't talk tonight. The flying rainbow fish are quite beautiful to see, and you can kind of see them below the water, kind of giving you just tips. You'll see if just the tree, the twilight from the trees, the light that makes it through the treetops hits the water just right, these fish tend to sparkle. And if you can catch one, they're delicious. In fact, if you catch one, I'll let you have the pole for free, and he will just give you the pole for now on loan. Asking for one of these beautiful rainbow butterfly fish, what are these flying rainbow fishes, if you can catch one out of the river. It's a little bit late though in the day for to see the full sun come through. Excuse me, I don't know why my voice just broke like that. And but you could try fishing it in the evening if you want, or you guys could try in the morning, or you can go fishing for other types of fish.
Actually, Anika's gonna you guys have fun fishing. I'm gonna see if there's a bookstore.
Okay.
I'll look for a bookstore too.
Why did you read all those undercommon ones?
Yes.
You will find. Let's do the survival check first here.
Oh wow.
So, whoa, that's a heck of a. You're a fly fisherman. So Bart, you spend some time fishing into the water, and you find some decent-sized fish, enough to keep and eat. But you throw a few back into the river that are a little too small or scrawny for your liking. You do not find any of those flying rainbow fish yet. You can definitely keep trying for a little bit longer, and this evening, it's the fish are biting right now. Would you like to continue to fish for that rainbow one? Okay. A little bit longer. Still kind of working on it. You find another couple great fishes. But none of these are having that rare quality of that, or that that splendid color that the guy described to you when you first got the fish tackle. Yep.
That was. What would
Seems
something to attract to rainbow fish?
the only other things he shared with you is just about the light and making that easier to see them. Well, they stand out from underneath the water the way the light hits them.
Yeah. There's got to be some kind of bait that they prefer.
You could always ask around. There is another gnome, further upstream fishing. He seems to be a little older, crazy hair springing out side to side, and he is has a couple different variety of fishes in his bucket, but he's pulling a decent haul in so far, not doing bad for himself.
Hail!
Well, yeah. What? You scared me. I'm trying to catch some fish here.
Well, I be doing the same here. You know of any good bait to get them rainbows?
Oh, yeah, they like. You gotta cut up some of the smaller fish sometimes to get them to come at you. But really, what really attracts them is he kind of like reflection. And he'll kind of reach into his bucket and he says, "I kind of put these on my hook sometimes, and it helps me catch a few more of those." And you see, it's just kind of like a piece of metal, but as he kind of twists it and turns, it kind of catches some of the light in the neighboring lanterns that are nearby. He will then say, "You just kind of have to have a light source though to kind of grab their attention, though. It's kind of dark to do that now, unless you have, other ways of producing your own light."
Let's see here. Would a ball bearing be shiny enough?
Yeah, those are shiny and reflective enough material. In
Okay.
fact, that would work perfectly with a fish tackle, in my opinion. I would think that you could definitely, like, one of those weights or something.
Oh yeah, he's got 100 of them. May as well put one to use.
Mm-hmm.
I'll toss it back out there.
Okay. It's not a lot of light producing onto the river right now, but you do try a little bit longer. Go ahead and do a survival check, but go ahead and do it with advantage because you put that reflective thing on there. All right. Several minutes go by, and right now you're just without like a productive light source giving you that extra edge. It's really difficult to find these rainbow fish, but you definitely found several other great fish for probably too much for yourself to eat, but they may not be the fish that the one person asked for, but they may still enjoy the bounty that you are returning with.
What's a gold piece? Take his haul off and, walks by, just puts a gold piece on the counter and walks away.
All right. Well, thank you. Those rainbows are hard to catch at nighttime, but come back again. Would definitely like to see if you catch one. I'll cook it up right for you before you head out, and we'll have a splendid meal.
Oh wait, it's nighttime.
Yeah, apparently.
I should specify that I have a torch.
Oh, well, go ahead and try again. Are you using the torch to?
Well, no, it's like I should specify that I have a torch, otherwise there's a skeleton walking around in the middle of town.
Oh.
Yeah.
Fair enough. That's a very good point. You know what? Yeah, that's a great point. Anything else? I'm sorry, and Nika, you said you were doing something, and you came down here while they were doing fishing, while Bart went to go fish.
Looking for a bookshop because I figure Elven City old books. I want to see what they have.
Okay, you will not find a
I'm
bookshop, but you'll definitely find what seemed to be a place where scholars and other keep to scrolls and other documents that the elves find important and essentially curate the volumes and texts. You will see two gentlemen kind of when you first approach into the place, and both with white long hair and very pointy ears and different fabric clothes, and they seem to be older. They don't have hard lines like you would see it in an elderly human or anything, but they definitely seem quite yeah, they just seem very elderly of the wood elves you've seen and met so far. They will greet you both, kind of treating you, Faye, with a little bit of distrust and disdain, but social etiquette and norm, being that you obviously are not an enemy to them outright, they do address both of you as you enter. Who's all joining you, by the way, to find these scholars? Lorna and Cronus and Josel, what are you guys doing as they go look for books or text?
No, it's not her thing. She's not gonna go.
Josel's going to give 50 gold to Bax to stable the horses and whatever's
fun.
left, yeah, from the have fun. And Josel's going to look for an inn.
Okay. So don't let me, that's perfect. Don't let me, Lorna, and Cronus, do you want to help him do that, or is there something that you guys want to do alternatively?
Is there something particular you're looking at the inn, or you're just doing it to go and chill?
It's nighttime.
Yeah, that's true. I mean,
It's
yeah.
not super late, but it's the sun has gone down, and it's it's the middle of the evening, like 8:00.
Yeah, I'll follow
Which is
Josel
really
to
dark
the
for
inn.
fall. Which, by the way, you guys have entered because you guys were traveling for about. It took a week to get down the river. Let me just quick check. I think we might be in Decembros. Let's look here. 123. Not quite. You guys are almost. You guys are still in November, so it's very cold in. It is fall time, so it is quite dark because it is 8:00 in fall. Cronus, are you doing anything else, or anything you would be interested in doing in town or seeking out?
I mean, realizing it's starting to get a little colder, I'll probably go and find like a robe or something that I can wear.
Okay. So you're gonna go ahead and buy some. We'll say that you buy for mechanically and pricing wise, that you buy winter gear. I think is out of the handbook or something, or do you want to just buy like casual clothes, like nothing that heavy duty?
I mean, Cronus's winter gear is fine.
Okay. It should be in the. Let me find it here in the general items. Isn't it? It's in the player's handbook, right? Winter gear.
I guess it would be traveler's clothes, but you could just flavor it as winter traveler's clothes, and you can have like summer traveler's clothes and stuff like that.
I thought there was a.
There's a winter's blanket in the hermit background.
Yes, at some point I gave my blanket away because it's in my inventory with a 0 next to it.
Why didn't you just delete it from the inventory?
I just haven't done it yet.
Oh, here we go. Basic. I thought there was actually cold gear, cold clothing, or whatever. Yeah, let's just go with traveler or traveler's gear. So 2 gold pieces is all it's going to cost you to find some heavier duty gear and clothing that'll keep you warm. And you find a very nice, big, thick blanket that, you know what, may not do it for others, but it's warm enough for Kronos to keep him warm. And back to Anika and Faye as you enter this, or as you guys are all doing that. Anika and Faye come into this room with scrolls and aged parchment kind of laid across big wooden tables, and you see different, just text kind of all around this room. And they'll one of the elves will address you and see what you are seeking.
Hi. So I'm kind of on a bit of a research project thing. I'm looking into the Empress's reign last time she was around. And what may have gone right and what may have definitely went wrong.
And he'll nod to you and follow me, and he'll kind of take you along the wall where the different texts and scrolls are tucked away, and he seemingly goes to the right place, and he goes, "This should be around this time frame." Real quick, because you're probably gonna put me on the spot. I gotta get my timeline open. And what specifically, Anika?
Just what kind of went right, what went wrong? Because I already know about the Coven. So what other allies did they have? What other allies did Merlin have?
During
It's just info.
All right.
I don't think I have anything specific at this time, unless there's something specifically on Theodora. But other than what she specializes in, I don't know if there would be.
He'll say that he'll kind of go through some of the history and reveal some of the scrolls and kind of read along some of the text. And he'll say, let's see. So the Empress came into power. So the Empress that you speak of, she became the Empress of Twal back in 1110, and she ruled Twal in quite favor, in many of the lands favored greatly under her leadership. She was for many years kind and very close to all the lords and leaders of the different cities. It's one part of the reason why she was one of the first time where they all agreed on, trying to unify one another and trying to live up to Merlin's vision of peace and unity amongst all the different kingdoms. But, as time progressed, and the war and rulership weighed on her, in the kind of the peak of her rule, 3 witches decided to come together to stand against some of the different rulers throughout Twal, and eventually led an attack against the Empress herself, where, according to texts, she fought back and was able to stop the 2 of the other witches after Triton and Ariel dealt with Ursula
Mm-hmm.
and ruined their coven. Let's see here. It seems that removing one of the primary members of the coven disrupted their power, not made them powerless, but tilted the battle in her favor long enough to use the training that Merlin gave her to fight back and banish these covens away from Twal. And that's and that war is what changed her the most, it seems. The fight against the undead and the constructs and other beasts that had torn apart the lands, had destroyed most of the kings, or a lot of the lands and some of the kingdoms. Even this forest is not completely untouched from the battles and scars of those fights long ago. I can share with you.
Right.
Just she from what we have recorded is that she was able to stop Theodora and Evanora as they came after her at her capital, and and I'm just repeating myself now. Sorry.
So that's all of the basic information. I knew a lot of that. But unless you can, where is her capital?
Well,
so she was over most of Twal.
Correct.
Is that the name of the continent we're on, right?
Yes. Originally, well, you out of character, you guys were there, or well, I'm sorry, Nika, you weren't there. It would be Munich, the one that you guys were originally arrested and imprisoned at. The other half of the group.
Okay. Then,
but that's in the north of the Forgotten Lands.
True. So I found a lot of that in Aspa. Being an elven city and all. What do you have that's older? Or that may be useful and to say someone who's planning a trip into the Wandering Forest?
Oh, well, besides sticking to the trail, but you would like to learn more about the forest?
Let's assume we're not sticking to the trail.
Yeah.
I would issue caution, but yes, what would you like to learn about the forest? There are many variety of creatures that have found a home amongst the trees. There are some, I'm sure you have heard or have seen, possibly some of the Watchers. They're large constructs made of stone that almost resemble a four-legged creature. I wouldn't quite say like a bull, but they definitely they walk on 4 legs and are covered in green and moss and vegetation.
I think that's what Ichabod saw last night.
Mm-hmm.
There are other predators in the woods, such as dire wolves,
bears, standard things.
And the trail is there to really keep you from wandering too far off. If you do choose to wander off the trail, I do recommend maybe tying a string so you can make your way back to the path. Some have wandered, those that aren't familiar with these woods, have wandered too far off and gotten themselves turned around. The forest is the forest is very dense, and sometimes your eyes will play tricks on you, and it doesn't help that when the trees can move on their own.
Also, what do you mean tie a string?
We'll find something to kind of help you find a breadcrumb trail or something to help you find your way back to the path, if you should choose to wander off it.
So I guess everyone hold a rope.
We don't have enough rope for that. Not to mention the forest is huge.
True.
You notice on one of the pages that the elf was reading through, you will see kind of earlier in the text, you'll see kind of poking out the edge a little bit is a page which has a symbol that catches your eye. It's only partially sticking out, and the only reason it catches your eye is because you are familiar with it, and it's something you've seen before, and you'll notice that it kind of looks like the kind of a spherical swirl sticking out the corner of one of the texts he's reading from.
Right. Excuse me real quick, and I'm going to like reach over and turn to that page.
All right. And you will notice as you look at the page, there's a little bit more. Again, this is the book that he's still holding to talk, because he was just explaining or talking to you about lore of the forest as he's kind of holding this book that you guys are reviewing about the Empress's history. This is about, and he'll kind of just say, this is more about earlier in her life. This is not about the time when she fought the coven. She goes, are you interested in that information, or?
I'm a little interested in anything there's to know about an enemy.
This is back more about when she was first becoming the Empress of Altwall. The coronation where Merlin attended. Here. And let's see. He'll just talk about. Yes, he'll just read from the text and describe the different that happened that day, and Merlin, how he kind of conducted the coronation, and it was a momentous day in the history of Twal, and something that everyone rejoiced over. It's kind of very parallel or very opposite of the impression she left as she was kind of slain and removed from her seat of power before. And it goes on to talk about the relationship, or some of the relationships that the Empress had with different people that were in attendance to coronation. But the most noteworthy person is her old friend and what she saw as mentor Merlin there for her.
Okay. What's the symbol I recognized?
You'll notice the symbol of Merlin in reference to his his presence and his position, or his impact on that day.
Yeah, I remember reading something about this.
I think there's not many recorded students or those that have directly learned underneath Merlin, but this is definitely one of the few interesting ones.
Wait, do you have more records of students under Merlin?
Not that I recall. I would have to do some significant study of tracking Merlin and his presence through the ages. It's kind of difficult to track someone as that kind of transcends time, if you will. I will definitely start digging and see if I find anything else.
Also, does the name Tal ring any bells to you? Or Tal?
Let me roll. No, I'm not familiar with it. I mean, Tao is. I'm not familiar with anyone specifically by that name. I don't have any written information about that person. Do you have anything else that I can maybe refer to or look into?
They're an elf, probably wizard. Supposedly studied under Merlin. That's all I really got.
Students of Merlin don't necessarily come here. We don't have a lot of his, any of his, or anything about his, teaching or his different scholar. He doesn't have anything about his education or anything like that here, tracking of external students. Most of the history they have is about stuff that is globally impacting, like national history or specific to this forest and their kind of lore and history of the creatures and woods in here.
One last question. This one has nothing to do with the Empress and everything to do with the forest.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a known location where you can normally find a lot of guardians? Or do you have an actual map of the inside of the forest, assuming the trees don't keep moving?
No, there's the hard thing about the forest is with it moving and the landscape changing, and it's hard for our rangers to keep and maintain an accurate map. But they do, if you do see several of the contracts or several of the watchers kind of congregating, they can be kind of come together and become a herd, if you will, and kind of move through the forest themselves. I haven't seen it myself, but I have definitely heard some of the rangers report it up, throughout the woods. They really are through everywhere throughout the forest. They're maintaining and doing the bidding of the spirit of the forest to maintain these massive trees, and he kind of just gestures to the magnificent giant tree that you guys are in.
I lied. One more question, and this you may not be the one to ask. Where's the spirit of the forest? Because let's say I'm someone who wants to disrupt or capture the spirit of the forest and then use all of their creatures against, say, anyone. Where would I find that? According to legend, because of course maps don't exist.
According to legend, there is a fey creature that lives in the forest that is responsible, if you will, for its magical nature and its constant moving and randomness. But it's legend has it that she can be found in the very northern northern woods of the wandering forest. Upon your approach to the mountains, that is where she has been said to reside in a massive tree up there that we kind of refer to as the Great Tree.
All right. Faye, did you need anything?
I'm actually curious about that fey creature. Is there any mention of what it could possibly be?
See here real quick. I have it in the character. This is this is a according to legend, this is a beautiful woman that's made of leaves and plant life and bark, with eyes that seem hollow, except for a soft glowing white in the center of their otherwise darkness, is how we have it described here. And he'll point to kind of a figure of this woman that kind of looks like a woman that partially is the form or shape of a tree. Go ahead and do nature or history checks, Faye and Anika, to see if how familiar you are with the creature, or kind of the image of it.
All right.
And I guess they
Jesus.
would identify.
You know what? I'm gonna use a luck point on this. We're not getting to combat today.
I rolled a 4.
Well,
But I gotta.
Nika, and again, this is something that they wouldn't be too cagey with the information. According to a record, it's a dryad that is here from the Feywild that has made the Wandering Forest her home for centuries. For as long as we have recorded time, and these legends are thousands of years old. And yeah, that's what he'll describe the spirit of the creature as this essentially a dryad running around the northern parts of the Wandering Forest. Is there, out of character, is there anything else that you have that I didn't answer, or anything that you want a little bit more clarity on, or any really any direct questions? Because I mean, I'm not trying to give you the same. I feel like I'm giving some of the same answers, but is there anything like more direct or specific that I can answer for you, Anika? Because you definitely did the research here, and they have some answers to your questions, and I don't think I'm doing an effort to kind of be somewhat role play, but also not just give you an outline of the facts either. So,
she wasn't really expecting much. I was just curious if they had anything that she hadn't learned yet.
Okay. All right. Well, they will, after helping you for a good while, I would say you spent at least an hour in here kind of looking through some of the scrolls and books to find what you have been searching for, and just talking through some of the material, and spending a little bit of time to kind of peruse some of the other information. And I will say that because of the time that you guys spent here, you guys will absorb a lot more of the lore of the Wandering Forest. So keep me honest on that. When you guys are asking questions when we're traveling to the Wandering Forest, we'll go ahead and give you guys advantage on any checks like nature, history related as you make your way through the Wandering Forest.
Okay.
All right.
You guys can kind of leave, and you're getting a little bit of the lay of the land, but you guys somehow magically are able to kind of gravitate and find yourselves and find that Josel had secured lodging for all of you, including Bax, and
Oh, you assume a lot. I'm kidding.
It's like, that sounds out of character.
It does.
And you'll also see Bart with a fishing pole and some fish, and you all have seemed to found each other again near where you guys are staying for the night. And it's not so much like a normal hotel; it's more a community open living here. What would you?
Oh, we're in a hostel.
Essentially, a very nice one. You're not going to lose a kidney in the middle of the night. It doesn't seem like here. So,
Oh, that's good.
That's good.
Really feel like at home here.
hey, where are you guys from? No, I'm just kidding.
Did you guys find my shoes?
Oh,
The thing, we do need to have an well, you know what? I do have questions for you, Howard, about Skywar, but not tonight. Another time.
Dude, I
Yes,
have
I-
like ideas about like if he were to progress, I want to like talk to you about like what are the things that he might have undergo during the travels.
Mhm.
But anyway,
You all have active, yeah, definitely. So is there anything you guys would like to do before going to sleep? It doesn't seem this is not your typical atmosphere that you guys normally sleep at. There's no pit fighting. There's not a lot of heavily outrageous like fighting or drinking. You see quite a few wood elves here. Some of them eating dried meats. Other eating more plenty of them eating leafy greens and large bowls of other vegetables and vegetation. Some of them are drinking a glass of wine, but there's other than that, that's what is happening in this kind of sleeping arrangement you guys have found. Anything else? Oh, go ahead.
fun fact we found out. If we are going after this problem in the forest, which we probably will, it's probably the northern part of the forest, where supposedly the fae that presides over all of the weird crap going on lives.
Okay. Could we get the close-up map of this area?
Silent.
Yes, you may. Let me close this. Close.
It was at the northern part by the mountains, right? Is what he said. Wait, I wrote it down.
The where he pointed to on his
Northern
general map.
woods upon the approach to the mountains.
Yep. You guys see the screen, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the trail for the most part, and this is awful. Going to kind of here, and where he kind of was pointing at is, oops, sorry, not that far over. Like more in this general area is where it's has been reported sighting, or well, this is what
So,
legend says that she's somewhere in the
Here-ish?
within that general. Yeah, I mean it's not really specific on the map, but it's northern wood. So anywhere in that 3 square, probably. To be fair,
20 feet away.
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I can't be that specific. I would just say she's up here to the northern, near on your approach to the mountains. So this would be the most realistic spot along this area up there.
Also, the trees move. There's not really a known place where all of the golems congregate. And they're general predators. Not really our biggest problem there.
Huh. Okay. I mean, did he say how far off from the path it was? Did he think? Or it was just the north part there?
No. That we may want to get a ranger to go with us. Because there's no freaking maps of the place. Because, the trees actually can get up and move.
That's true.
Try to find some kind of smuggler. There's always a way past these port cities. There's always a way past them, but they've hidden themselves well if they're here at all.
Have you ever
It's
known an elf criminal who wasn't an assassin?
Well, personally, no.
Huh?
I think maybe there's a reason for that.
Too high and mighty to get their hands dirty, I imagine. As he's like, gutting a fish near the communal fireplace or whatever.
Yeah, so probably not that many smugglers.
Well, there's got to be something. There's no way you can tell me that nobody ain't found a way past the falls to smuggle in or get whatever they wanted across and out of the eyes of the elves.
That's true.
I mean, do they even produce anything here other than weird potions?
And elves.
That too.
It's more of a. I think Bart described it perfectly. Almost like a stopping point on the way through before coming from the east to the west, as well as coming from Sunos back to the east. Because going through the Wandering Forest is no easy trek or trail.
Besides, Bart, are you sure you need to look for smugglers? Because, there aren't really pirates here. Or much of a port authority. It's not like Espa. So, can we just need a sailor?
Well, you got one here.
A
And
sailor
me
from
too.
here?
Oh.
Found some fishermen. Not much in the way of sailing. Take to the trees.
True, but you just may be barking up the wrong tree. You may not need smugglers may not exist here because there's no reason for them to exist here. So then you just need a merchant.
I need to change that.
Later. Besides, weren't you heading south? This is a bit north. For the change in part.
Well, it's never bad to have a port city, or at least a little cove.
Fair.
I don't know. We'll take the path through the forest, but I know there's got to be a way through them falls they ain't telling us.
I mean, if you
I
want,
could ask.
we could
Could you
go
ask?
out tonight.
Wait till morning.
But
You
you
know
don't
what?
turn into a skeleton.
But that does help out with presentation, doesn't it?
Just a bit. Just a bit.
I forgot to tell you one other thing. I think that would be the spirit of the forest has a name, and it is you would recognize that because it's the name of the falls, and it's Newa. So the falls are kind of named after that spirit.
So also
So-
the Fae we're looking for. I know her name, or at least what she goes by. Her name's Nayla. Newa. That one. The one
Thinking
that
of
the
dealing-
falls are named.
Thinking of dealing with the fairy?
I mean, so I'm going off of this by the if I were an evil witch who wanted to control all the golems in the forest, wouldn't you take out the one that they kind of like worship / follow?
It would make sense.
Or you put a white hand on them?
Can you do that to golems?
I mean to the fae.
Yeah, like I said, I need to take them out. Whether actually like take them out or make them mine.
Oh, wow.
In either case, need to be careful. Dealing with fae is worse than dealing with genies. Dealing with genies is a lot worse than dealing with Sahagin.
I don't know. Dealing with Sahagin was kind of terrible.
Aye, and that should tell you something.
But I mean, Faes are mostly tricksters. I don't know if you noticed, but that's like kind of my whole shtick.
She's got a point there.
Still advise caution.
Oh yeah, especially since if we do find her, there's a great possibility we're finding one of the coven who is either as powerful as Ursula or just slightly under.
Well, if she's as powerful as Ursula, then probably could take her down in a couple of hits if she doesn't run away this time.
There's also a very good chance she'll run away. Because
We need to
Why
find
don't
a
we see to it she doesn't do that?
everything I've ever.
We
Sorry.
need to find a way to make sure they don't run away like Ursula did.
Although, I don't know if it would necessarily hurt us if she ran away. Also, I'm pretty sure she won't. A, partially because of pride, but B, when those three were taken down, it was because Ursula had fucked off. She had gotten captured, defeated by Triton and Ariel. So the fact that Ursula's already fucked off again, these two are probably super defensive. Because they lost when they didn't have her.
That is true.
So I don't think she'll run away anyway, or she'll just run away at first sight. One of those. Depends on if her pride's better than her sense of self-interest and survival.
We're gonna have to see.
So, besides, any more questions of who we need to kill and where and when? Would like some fish.
Oh yes.
Yes, please.
And he'll begin cooking.
How much is for our quote unquote room?
No one speaks of charge. It's just like you came to ask for room and board, and there was some room and board given to you. Seems like this is very much a community, and they just share everything. At least at this part of Nithmo, you're you're with others that don't seem like they're regulars or that live here permanently. Very few humans. But mostly, again, half elves. Those are the ones that jump out at you, besides the gnomes and other wood elves that live here.
Okay, so they live in trees. They don't charge for you to stay.
Uh-huh.
This is totally Skyward's home. What's
This is Skyward home.
Except Skyward
Yes.
is human.
I mean, they charge some things. I mean, they didn't give you the potions for free, but yeah, it is very much more. It's very much so. Just take kind of care of one another and maintaining the balance and stuff, and yeah, they're definitely hugging some trees up here. So, anything else that you guys would like to do before you retire for the evening, or are you guys sleeping in your hut still, or are you guys just gonna keep Ichabod on watch again through the night?
Joseph feels comfortable that we don't really need to stay watch or anything. I mean, there's people everywhere, so
Yeah, also I'm not putting up the hut if we're like in a common room. That'd just be rude.
All right. You
Wait.
okay.
Never mind, I put it up anyway because I forgot Lorna can always be scried on.
Yeah. Well, you can still be scried on in the dome.
Spells cannot go through it.
Okay.
But I thought telepathy
don't
could
know
go
about
through
that.
it. Yeah, I thought.
Because it originates around the person. It's not that it's going through. It's originating from the source.
Oops, wrong one.
I think it's mostly for like attacks and stuff, or like
Yeah.
casting a spell through it. But it's more like how to put it. I would say it's something like rather than you're going through the dome, it's more like you're peering within the target. Like divination. Just
Yeah. It's like I'm the
It's like
source, and it's
if an
locking onto
explosion
me.
Yeah, like if there was an explosion, it would block out the explosion, but it's not going to stop something that can burrow underneath, I guess. And or does it say that too? Let me see. It doesn't really specify. I've never treated it as like a sanctuary or anything like that. I've always considered scrying as being plausible in the tiny hut. That's how I always interpreted it.
there is literally a spell designed to keep something like Lorna from being pried on. That's sanctuary, not sanctuary.
Non-detection.
Non-detection.
No, I mean there's
True.
an actual like a fortress that you can create.
Intellect
Not like
Fortress.
Yeah.
Or no, I know what you're talking about. But I was just going off of it because it says other magical effects can't extend through the dome or be cast through it. But,
Yeah, that's kind of, I would read that kind of like something that's like crawls or it has a radius effect. Like you can't go through it. That's how I always read it. Well, that's fair because like if I know you're in there, well, I can't see you, so there I can't cast any kind of charming effect on you. Yeah, I think because scrying is divination based, it kind of is above that evocation kind of school. Yeah, I think divination can make it through that hut.
We would need private sanctum.
basically you can look but can't touch.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, we're also in a place full of elves. Just doesn't want to risk it because we're probably really close to one of them.
Yeah.
Do you guys mind if I take a quick 5-minute break and we'll pick up in the morning, or do you guys want to just role play after a good night's rest,
Yeah?
or do you guys want to discuss more things before going to bed? If you guys want, it's your call.
I think we can discuss like the plan in the morning, like, hey, are we gonna go this way or this way? And yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, we could.
Cool.
So, wake up in the morning then? I'm sorry, I was reading something and my ADD got me. I'm so, yeah. What was that? What do you guys want to do then?
We'll discuss it in the morning.
Okay. I'm going to take a quick 5-minute break. If you guys want to go ahead and start talking about it, that's so you guys can wake up in the morning and do that. Or if you don't want to take a break, we'll come back and regroup on that.
And we can talk about it while you're
Yeah.
taking your break.
Yep, I'll be right back. Just gonna grab a drink, run to the restroom, do a few other things. I'll be right back.
So go ahead.
Oh, sorry, I was just breathing in.
Oh.
Sorry.
No, you can't breathe.
Just had to breathe. It's
Right.
okay.
So I guess we're taking the path going to the north, and then we're finishing off the path going to Sunos then?
Are we going to take care of the problem in the forest?
That would be what. Here's the question: are we doing the Are we taking care of the thing in the forest first, or are we going to the palace and then taking care of the thing in the forest?
I mean, may as well take care of the thing first. It's on the way, so.
It is on the way.
Yeah, and we'll see how dangerous it gets
the
too,
cousin's
right?
able to scry on Lorna, so if they're in the forest, probably not a good idea to just leave them there.
Although if
That's
it is
true.
stone golems, we are absolutely boned.
And here's the thing: we don't need to fight the stone golems.
Yeah, but that's not going to stop them from wanting to fight us.
Yeah.
So last time I checked, elves aren't, blacksmiths that deal in adamantium.
No. I mean, we could always check for the amulet of non-detection here as well. And, I'll see how much it is, because I still have a fair bit of my own platinum.
And I do still have 2 scrolls.
Don't Schultz have a wand?
She does, but it recharges after a certain number of days.
Is it charged now?
Should be.
It may not be a bad idea to use it while we're in a port city where it's easy to detect where we are.
Oh, yeah.
If we're in a forest, it's kind of like, hey,
I
they're
think
just somewhere in the woods.
I'd use it before we leave so they don't know if one of the ones that we're going after can scry you.
Yeah. It lasts 8 hours. So maybe once we get closer to there, because it takes 1d3 days to recharge. So it's more than likely charged again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I guess in the morning we'll follow the path, go up north, and I'll cast the non-detection as we get close, and we'll figure this shit out.
When it was talking about the potions of flying, the first thing that popped in my mind was feeding the horses potion of flying, and we could fly.
Yes.
But our horse is intelligent enough. Well, I guess you would need to if you just tell him to rah, go.
We'd be like Santa.
Oh my god. Yes.
Why stop there? Get potion of spider climbing or something.
Oh
Go
my
up the side of
god.
the mountain.
No, you just get a harness that's like harness of spider climbing, and then they can always scale the mountain. We can Skyrim this thing.
Yeah.
All right, I'm back. Is everyone still here?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. So you guys wake up in the morning and have a healthy bowl of lettuce waiting for all of you, and some other fruit. Is there anything else you think you'd like to discuss as your approach and you're heading for the day?
Josel would like to go and get some ruby dust, 50 golds worth, but I'm going to get like a lot.
Ruby dust.
Yep.
Okay.
I mean, if they don't have ruby dust, I can, just get normal rubies and I'll like try to crush it, or whatever. It's fine.
How much did you want to find?
It needs to be 50 golds worth, and I want to get several, like maybe, let's say, how much gold do I have?
Is ruby dust just literally rubies grinded into dust?
Yep.
I mean, it's just like diamond dust for certain spells.
Okay.
Or gold dust.
I'm not familiar with any of those components, so.
Yeah, well, not a whole lot of people use the spells that I'm using.
Yeah.
So I have no
you
idea
would
what
definitely be able
requires
to
ruby
find-
dust.
You definitely be able to find rubies. Dust, you could probably, you would be able to find some dust. I would imagine you could find 300 golds worth of ruby dust. Is that?
Okay. All right. So that's 6. Perfect. Cool beans.
You see, some of the other folks are waking up and kind of. Some of the humans kind of looking at the breakfast meal being offered in the morning, kind of with a look similar to kind of your what you vocalized, Lorna. But it seems just the place you lodged the night before is starting to come alive as you guys start the day. You get your morning breakfast.
Well, Lorna doesn't have any other plans, but getting closer, she's going to cast the non-detection stuff.
No, that's so you're using that
The wand.
The wand.
Yeah.
Okay. So you have to roll. What do you have to? What's it says on the item card? I think 1d3 or something.
Well, it's recharged, but when it expends, then I roll 2. Right?
See how long it takes to recharge.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think you definitely have to recharge. I think it was only like one day last time when you rolled.
Yeah.
It. So go ahead and roll.
Well, I'm not going to do it now.
Oh.
Because I'm going to do it closer, because we don't know how long it's going to take to get there. Exactly.
Are you guys traveling on horse and
We're taking the carriage. We're going.
Yeah.
south.
Yeah.
Style.
if you by asking around, you guys would probably learn it will take roughly 3 days to make it all the way through the wandering forest.
Yeah.
Also, by asking around, is there anyone who kind of regularly goes off the trails?
Just the rangers and scouts.
Is there any
Go ahead
scout
to
who's particularly bored?
to do an investigation. Yes. Let's see who you.
7.
Yeah, you're kind of asking around. The ones, most of them seem like they have orders already to, or other previous commitments. And some of the ones that do normally go off the trail look at you like, you do realize what's going on right out there. You hear that there's orcs and goblins out in the woods right now.
That's nothing.
Yes, but I would prefer that the rangers deal with that and make it before we all just start, frolicking through the forest again.
Yeah, I don't think you're what I'm looking for. Not courageous enough. Next one.
Okay. You will find someone that is about the same age as Bax. So younger guy, late teens, early 20s. Like it's looks wise, because I don't really understand how elves' age converts to human ages. So in human years, he kind of looks like a younger elf, I guess. You approach him, and he seems open to the idea. He goes, "How you would like to make it the Thallus, eventually, but
Eventually.
it's quite a dangerous road you want to take. You're sure you want to? The trail's already dangerous enough. You sure you want to wander off of it and go chasing after fairy tales?"
How trust? What's the gist of this guy? What do I get the impression of him like?
I mean, go ahead and do an insight check to see what you.
Yeah, this seems very Scooby Doo-ish. Like this is the red herring.
I know, right? Like, wait a minute.
I mean, he seems young, and you're not sure if he's brave or stupid, but he seems. I mean, he talks very well and talks a good game, but he's definitely, yeah, a little brash in the way he's talking and carrying himself.
What if I was chasing fairy tales?
Well, that costs extra.
And why would I pay you? What makes you better than anyone else?
Would I leave the safety of this city?
You don't have to. I was just looking for someone who would possibly like to help save the forest. But if you'd rather stay in the city, you can do that too.
um. Just trying to think what you to say. No, he'll offer his services, for hire, but he's not willingly going with random strangers into the forest.
How many times have you gone through the forest? Because honestly, I look older than you.
Oh,
His face will definitely react to that. Upset by the word. He's like, I've been enough times. I've been around a lot longer, and I've been through the woods quite a few times on my own. Thank you. It's
And
not,
how long have you been lost in the woods? What was the longest?
Roll wisdom save.
This is an interview.
The longest I've been. You mean out in the woods, the wilderness by myself, out in the wandering forest?
No, lost in the wandering forest.
Well, everyone gets lost in the wandering forest once or twice.
Yeah. Are you one of the ones who've been lost once or twice? Or have you been lost like 5, 6? Or has the once and twice been like for years?
I must admit, I have never gone out completely alone.
Mm-hmm.
I've always been with others.
Right. You see the one in the dress with the dark skin, pointy ears, like not so far behind me? She's the closest to an elf. She's the only elven thing we have, other than my cloak. So, would it be a scam? Or are you just trying to look for some way to prove yourself to someone?
You came
Think
asking. You came asking me.
I know.
Think
Just
very
curious.
carefully. Think very carefully about this. Your next few words here.
Would it be worth any of our coin to ask for your help, or are you better to help keep the city safe?
He does not seem like he is of importance enough to be working to keep the city safe. He's more of
Anyone
like
can
a
keep the city
hunter.
safe.
But he seems sure enough of himself to. I can get you back to the trail. I know how to make sure that we don't wander too far off. But if you're trying to go deep into the forest, I'm not sure. I'm not willing. I'm not ready to go that deep into the forest off the trail. I've never ventured that far off the path that you guys are sounding like you guys are wanting to be heading. I can get you to where you would like to split off, but if you're going after the spirit of the forest, that is going to take you on quite the hike off that trail. I only know the city rangers that really go that far out without and make their way back.
Group opinion?
So real quick, what are we gonna do with the horses and the stable boy while we are off the trail?
He can stay on the trail.
I mean, we could hire this guy and just make him take him and the horses to the to Thalis.
That actually
And
would
we
be a
break
good
off.
idea. And theoretically, as long as we go east, we'll eventually get out of the forest.
Yeah, I'm working on the breadcrumbs.
That way, candles may be a good idea.
Wonder what if it rains?
That's what continual flame is for.
That's why I said
Oh.
candles.
It's a good idea.
They call me mad, insane, Wendell, but I knew better. Continual flames can always be a useful spell.
You do know okay there.
Right.
See, they called me all those things except for Wendell. But so are we hiring Shaggy here to take Bax to the city?
I mean, how much is it going to cost us?
Shaggy, how much do you cost?
And looking into, for reference, what hired hands go for.
Because if it's supposed to take 3 days, I'm just thinking maybe 30 gold.
It's 3 copper per mile.
30 gold sounds great, doesn't it?
30 gold does sound great.
Do they have it by day?
It just says 3 copper per mile.
I'm going to offer him 30 gold.
30 gold.
He'll accept that offer.
Done.
And because I think that sounds fair. He's agreed to escort you through the woods as safely as he can.
And take Bax to the city whose name I can't pronounce.
And we'll take your carriage and Bax all the way to Thalis while you guys venture off the trail.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take that from the group loot.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. All right. So, are you guys ready to head on out then?
Yeah,
Let's
purse.
do it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. You guys make your way through Nithma into where it starts descending down the tree and away from the river and into the thick of the woods. You are greeted by your horse and Bax and the hired scout that would agree to try to take you along the trail to the wandering forest as safely and as quickly as possible, while helping your comrade make the rest of the way through. Um, Heading into the forest, you hear different things moving and swaying in the dense wooded area. Several hours in, you can hear the creaking and the squeaking of trees kind of bending. Uh, you're not sure if it's the light in the lack of the sun or the twilight that's kind of making it through the little spots in the opening up top to in a little bit of daylight. But it's like some of the trees you see are doing more than just shifting, and they're actually bending and moving. But it's something that's just kind of playing tricks in your eyes. You'll hear your guide kind of telling you to keep your eyes focused on the trail and only keep an eye out for some of the watchers or other creatures that might be approaching. But just don't go off the trail. Is what he's trying to warn you against. You come after several hours. He will suggest that they stop for breaks and rations. Eating a little bit. He'll kind of keep a watchful eye for the tree line, just kind of peeking through. And he will he'll just take the break right there to consume some rations and before proceeding forward. Is there anything you guys would like to do at this point?
Just so you know, since we're traveling in a carriage now, 2 of us can be sleeping at a time, and we will always have people awake, at least 4 people awake in our group.
Ooh.
Okay.
At all times.
Ooh.
Because we could sleep while we're traveling now.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, that'll be great. I can go into a frenzied rage more often. Ah! Anywho.
So that's a good question. Then, who is riding or who's walking outside the wagon? Who's riding in the wagon? Who's sitting actually inside like the wagon instead of like?
Everyone
Like
should
someone
be
at
able to fit in the wagon.
Okay. Is that where everyone would like to be? Are you sitting up front,
Yeah.
like out front, like a traditional wagon, Joseph driving with backs? Then
I would say Joseph and Lorna could be on the front since both of us can
Yeah.
pretty much pilot the wagon.
Uh-huh.
okay. So Joseph and Mona are driving. Everyone else riding inside, or is anyone wanting to travel on foot or make other travel arrangements? Kind of keep up.
No, I'm inside.
Staying in the wagon.
All
I'm
right.
slow as hell. I'm inside the wagon.
Wait. Wait. What if? Because Josel and I can each, like, steer this vehicle, what if we take shifts? Like, one during day, one during night. We could just keep on traveling.
First
Sure.
off, horses need sleep
Right.
too. Second of all,
Yeah.
Joseph will do
Right.
the first 4 hours, and you could do the second 4 hours. And on the, Joseph will do the first 8 hours. You could do the second 8 hours, and during the last 8 hours, that's when we set up camp. And
Yeah, okay.
whoever slept during the day or evening, they can
They
stay
take
up,
watches.
keeping watch.
I like it.
All right.
That's why I've made this wagon, y'all.
Yes! It's so good! Okay. In addition to that, while we're kind of off topic, healing potions. So, we have a lot of healing potions now. Each person will get a regular healing potion and a superior healing potion.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That being said,
Superior.
one superior, one regular for each person. Because there's 6 of us?
Yeah.
Yes, there's 6 of us. Okay, so I didn't take either of those because there wasn't enough, but there's 2 superior and 4 greater left. So I'll take a superior and a greater, and so then there are 4 potions left of... Yeah. So anybody can take an extra one of those.
I mean, I'll take a greater.
Yeah, I'll take a greater.
Okay.
All right, go ahead and update your guys' inventory sheets accordingly.
Oh wait, did he say greater healing potion or superior healing potion?
Which one?
So we have both in the group?
We all get one superior, one regular, and then there are some extras.
Yes.
Right, just wanted to double check. Okay.
All right. So, you guys ride for about 8 hours total, taking turns sleeping between Lorna and Josel driving the cart. And again, the cold fall winter air with the lack of sunlight is starting to kind of blow through some of you and kind of chill you to the bone a little bit.
Yeah, just so y'all know, the continual flames do not produce heat, so you might want to bundle up.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
not
I
that
have
severe
like
yet, but
3
it's
cloaks.
definitely it's definitely you know, if you aren't wearing warm clothes, you're starting to get a little bit of a chatter in your teeth. But not yet for hypothermia or anything. As long as you guys are primarily staying inside the cart, you know, you guys are, it's fairly tolerable.
Making my cold needles make warm clothes.
Wait, are we?
I forgot about that. I forgot about that magic item. Yeah, that's a great idea.
Can. Also, if we're camping outside, I'm tiny hutting, and then it's a comfortable environment inside.
That is true.
That's a good point.
We have AC.
We have heat.
All right. As you guys are going through the forest, this is the first time that your guide has put his hand up and stopping the entire procession, recommending that we come to a halt. Something has caught his eye in the woods that has given him concern, and I will go ahead and ask everyone to do a quick perception check.
Yeesh.
Okay.
See if
Real
I can
quick,
roll
what time
above
of day
a
is
5.
Let's see, what do my elven eyes see?
Apparently not as much as my contact eyes.
So you guys will see through. Everyone will be able to see through the dense forest, and him kind of stopping in the direction that is catching his attention. You'll see out in the forest one of the same kind of watchers you saw the night before, except you're able to get a little bit better view of this creature. It's made it's massive in size, and its body and legs made of these large moving rocks. Actually, at this distance, you can feel slight rhythms in the dirt, kind of going through, if you guys are on foot, or just enough to kind of give a little bump to the wagon as you guys are at a standstill. It's very subtle, but you feel the rhythm moments after seeing the creature take its steps. It looks like around, and you can see it has some glowing purple eyes at the front of its face as it's kind of traversing the forest and looking about. It doesn't seem aware of you at the moment, or like it's not seem like it's targeting you, I guess is a better way of saying that. It just seems to be on its walking its own trail. The guy will continue to watch. Is there anything anyone else would like to do while this creature is kind of passing along?
Joseph's going to ask our guide, does it normally have purple eyes?
Visual.
He'll nod. Yeah,
So
he'll
if
say,
we see,
go ahead.
if we see one without purple eyes, it's probably infected. Got it.
just have heard word that they are not acting themselves, and I really don't want to get in the way of one of those things there. I've seen what they've done to. I've seen the work they've done to others, and I just would like to avoid it. Yep. And then after the creature continues on, he'll press forward. Hours later, you guys complete. You pretty much complete a full day's worth of travel on the cart, and you guys have out here. Measure that out real quick. 1, 2. Yep. Okay. And you guys pull off to the side of the trail that's not very wide, and start preparing for camp. Any special preparations you guys want to make this evening?
Joseph will unhook the rolled up awning on the side of the wagons and set it up so the horses can go under the awning and rest. And he will get the feed from out inside the wagon and start feeding the horses.
Oh.
Wait, why is he doing this? We got a
Yeah,
person that can
you
do
literally have that.
Get your lazy ass out here.
Well, I didn't want to argue with you, Mr. Modal, but yeah, I'll feed the horses.
You should already be on it. We're already camping.
Do it, boy.
I'm working for free, goddammit.
You don't know that.
You don't know.
You just lost your bonus.
First off, he did pay him 50 gold.
Yeah.
Guster Joseph paid him.
All right. Yeah.
You don't get your bonus.
He will hop to and is taking care of the horses and making camp. After he's got the horses situated, he's helping around camp, getting things started, fires, anything else that needs to be done. They'll even set up some of your tents if as needed. Anything? I heard Anika say that she wanted to set up a tiny hut. Does everyone want to stay in the tiny hut? Who's staying in the wagon? Who's staying outside the tiny hut?
Joseph will stay in the wagon. He wants to sleep in a bed.
Fair. I want to sleep somewhere where it's warm.
That's what blankets are for.
Right?
All right. Does noise come in or out of the dome?
Yes.
As well. Okay.
I know that we can definitely hear.
Okay, that's all I wanted to say is see if you can hear outside the dome. So anybody else do anything before going to sleep for the night? And are you guys staying on the road or are you going off the road?
Cronus.
I know I'm going to stay on watch, but I'm just gonna like sit in like the little driver's seat of the wagon and keep an eye out.
Okay.
Ichabod got a 19 in perception.
Okay. So Ichabod's hanging out on the wagon with you then, Josel and Cronus. It sounds like you guys are either going to alternate who's taking first watch, or are you guys just going to hang out together on the first watch and then switch out with Ichabod?
Joseph will be sleeping. Ichabod is going to keep watch.
Okay. So Cronus, how long do you want to stay on watch before going to sleep?
I'll just stay up for the 8 hours, and then I'll just go to sleep when we start moving.
That's the beauty of the wagon, y'all. We don't all have to sleep.
Yes.
Until it's not uninterrupted 8 hour or of sleep. It
Nope.
doesn't.
I will sleep through. I'll sleep through combat when it happens.
All right. Cronus, as you are staying up through the night and the rest of your group kind of drifts off to sleep and starts dreaming of at least warmer times, maybe, you're kind of left in this, it's kind of claustrophobic in feeling in the sense that it's vast, this forest that surrounds you and how dense it is. And it might be tons and tons of space, but it just feels claustrophobic because it's hard to see the sky. can't see the stars, can't see the moon. You can just tell by really your own internal clock and the drop in temperature that it has definitely moved into the evening hours. As you are sitting there, you will start to hear again more of that creaking and moaning and the moving of it. Sounds like trees just completely uplifting themselves out of the ground and moving dirt and rock and resetting themselves somewhere else in the forest. You can hear that, and as you get into the more twilight hours, you're not sure if it's just your mind playing tricks on you or if it's just the forest. It's just you're just becoming more adept at listening and being in tune with what's going on in the forest. You're going to hear these movements and moans of the trees that start to sound like speaking. It doesn't sound. It seems rhythmic and not from like a wind. It seems like purposeful almost in the way the trees are creaking, the way they're bending and making the noises as they move around and speak within the forest. Go ahead and do another perception check for me, Cronus and Ichabod.
21.
Good.
Okay. So the night continues on into the early morning hours. No, it's uneventful for now, but as it becomes a little bit earlier in the morning, and Ichabod's kind of just continue to scope the area out. Little bits of light kind of peeks its way through the treetops, giving a little bit of ambient light to the area around you guys in the jungle forest, at least enough to see where you're heading. And Ichabod will notice some what looks to be footprints, and that seem to be several kind of 100 feet back off to as it kind of flies around as everyone's getting ready in the morning, and it'll pick up these tracks kind of off the side of the trail just a little bit back from your route.
Wait, is it on the trail or is it like in the forest?
It's like along the tree line, essentially. It's a little bit, so yeah, within feet off the trail.
Okay.
Sir, what would you all like to do this morning?
All right. Well, Joseph's going to cast continual flame on 2 more torches.
Okay. All right. Nothing else? You guys just want to continue forward?
I think so.
I'm gonna go ahead.
Did they tell us about the footprints, or do we not know?
I mean, I don't know anything about the footprints.
Yeah, Joseph will mention about it, but he's not sure what the footprints are.
Are they human-ish?
They're humanoid. Yeah, they're a bipedal creature.
So someone's following us? Maybe.
Let's get the ranger to look at it.
Yeah.
He'll look at it and say, kind of rub his chin a little bit and just kind of lean in, looking closer.
Is it your favorite enemy?
Judging by the size of the boot and the impression of the mud, I think we might have friends chasing after us. Perhaps orc. I don't know. It's not that deep into the ground. I would expect it to be a little bit further in. Just being heavier creatures, more massive. Maybe something. Maybe it's too deep for a goblin, but something. It's definitely the boot and the shape of the foot is not of elven boot or anything or animal. I'm not quite sure who could have left the trail, What do you mean?
How big is it compared to Lorna's foot?
What? You think I sleptwalk?
No. I think you're closer in orc size, and I think Cronus is too big for an orc.
I'll go stand next to it.
It's kind of hard to tell. I would say that Lorna's feet is a little bit small in like width in comparison to the foot, but that's probably the only. And even that, I don't know if it's super. It would be super distinguished. Well, you know what? Let me just roll for it for the ranger. That would make sense. 18. Okay. Yes, there's definitely a difference between your foot and the footprint that he's found, and he's still not able to, tell you exactly the origin or race of the footprint. The creature who made the footprint. It's just that he's deducing based on other signs and evidence, but he can't say for certain. I suggest either we move forward or we trying to find a way to make our audience come out and greet us head on. You all would be doing the head on part. I believe me and Bax would be hanging back inside your wonderful wagon.
Well, it can be rather loud and distracting.
Is this a moment where invisibility becomes rather useful? Because I can do that.
But on how many people?
Right.
How many do we want invisible?
Ooh.
I can
Probably
do two plus myself rather easily.
Probably the sneaky ones.
So me, Bart, and Cronus?
Yeah.
I'm quite sneaky as well.
Because if you guys
Sneaking's not really my strong suit without the cloak.
Okay, me,
Be best to
Faye,
give
and
it to-
Cronus.
Aye.
well,
Yeah?
I'm going crazy. It's okay. We're good.
Okay.
I'm going crazy. It's okay.
That's fine.
It's all right.
So you three make a distraction and we'll watch from behind? Or just be
Sure.
loud and appear like you're drunk?
I can do that.
I said appear.
Oh.
Well, I was just gonna run out towards them, be all scary.
That I can do.
That works too.
Yeah, sure, yeah, and then... Okay, so we're...
what are you guys trying? I didn't catch what you guys are actually trying to do.
Yeah, I'm lost too. I'm part of the group.
I know you
I
guys talk about
was-
like invisibility and other things options you have, but I don't know exactly what you're suggesting.
I think
Uh,
I'm going to make the sneaky ones of us invisible so that we can kind of see who's following us or sneak up behind them, while the other ones make a very tempting target or be really loud and run at them. I'm not 100% sure on that last bit.
Okay.
I mean, that's
Basically, are
assuming
you
they're
guys
still
the bait?
around here.
Hmm?
That's also assuming that they're still around here. They could have just, been here and left during the night.
They could have
That is true.
hit ahead of us and setting up a trap.
That too. God, so many things.
Joso's going to send Ichabod out.
Yeah.
Okay. So Ichabod will fly out into the tree line and start trying to follow the trail, which quickly kind of becomes hard to keep up with because of the density and the greenery and everything. It's just becoming, the tracks are becoming covered. And as Ichabod sails it flies through these different trees and winding around to track this down. He quickly loses the trail, but doesn't know how to. And you are go ahead and make a wisdom save for me, or actually just a wisdom check, Howard.
For Ichabod or Josel?
For you, if you are trying to pilot him back, because you're controlling him, right?
To bring him back?
Mm-hmm.
I could just summon him.
You can summon him, but he is not able to make it back on his own through the forest. He's kind of got turned around.
I can make him disappear.
Like,
and
That's what
reappear
I
next
agree.
to me.
I know. I'm saying if you do that, that is fine. He will not be able to come back to you without you doing that,
Okay.
or without a check.
Okay.
You would need to make a check to kind of make.
Plus, that's a lot
get it there.
faster.
I agree. I'm just double checking. So after losing the trail, you resummon Ichabod back at your side, and the owl reappears on your shoulder.
Yep. I lost this trail. There's no telling. Wait, were they going deeper into the woods?
Yeah. I mean, it was going off the trail and into the woods a little bit. Yeah.
Someone was actually crazy enough to go in the forest.
I mean, haven't we just learned that orcs and goblins are in this forest like 2 days ago?
Yeah.
Also, that also sounds like someone we may want to meet at some point. Crazy can be useful.
That's true. So I think we just continue on. If they've gone into the forest, I don't think we need to follow that.
Well, eventually we're going to have to go in there.
Yeah, eventually, but it's much farther up that we'll have to go.
All right. Joseph will hop back into the wagon.
All right. And everyone gets back to the wagon to Bats, and your guides' relief, and you continue further along the trail.
Also, Cronus is going to try to lay down and get some sleep.
Mm-hmm. Okay. As you few hours, so Cronus, you get about 2 or 3 hours up to this point of rest. And you see ahead of you, Josel and Lorna. I'm not sure which one of you is sleeping or awake, but I think you both are awake right now up front.
Yep.
And you guys will see up ahead the figure of a small-looking creature. And as you guys come closer on the trail, you see that it's kind of sitting with its legs kind of kicked out in the center of the road, albeit his legs not sticking out very far into the center of this trail, because you see that what you thought might have been a child from far away is to be a gnome that's sitting against the side of the road, up against one of the rocks. And as you guys approach, you can see that he has blood kind of on his clothes, and it's starting to kind of spill onto the soil where he's sitting on right now. He seems just kind of out of it. You don't see him moving or anything. From this distance, it seems like he may be. He's not moving from this distance. You don't know what state he's in.
Right. Joseph will stop the cart.
Yeah. Do you want me to go check it out? Or do you want to send Ichabod or somebody else, maybe?
Yeah, Joseph will have Ichabod fly over and like perch on the head of this.
Okay.
Does anything happen?
As Ichabod lands on its head, the creature does kind of react real quick, swatting it away, but not enough energy to kind of lift his head to like do anything about that. It's really just kind of like a failed attempt of flipping his wrist, and if it wasn't a familiar, it still probably wouldn't have flown away.
All right. Oh, he's alive.
I mean, I could go and just talk to him.
Go ahead.
Oh god. Okay. I will slowly scoot up. I look around the area just to see if I can see anybody hiding like this is a trap.
Yeah, go ahead and do a perception check.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. You, upon approaching closer, you're on foot right now, right? Lorna?
Yes.
Off the way. So upon closer inspection, you will see actually blood, the blood that's kind of coming from him where he's sitting and soaking in dirt. You'll also see additional blood trails a little bit past him, but they seem to be drag marks into the to the forest, away from where he currently is sitting.
I slowly back up to the cart. There's more blood behind him. We should probably potentially just be prepared in case there's something else, but maybe he was just left here and his family was dragged off. I'm just gonna go and check. I will slowly approach.
Okay.
Hello there.
Careful.
What's your name?
My brothers, they got us. The damn orcs, they came out of nowhere and grabbed us. He's still not completely with it. His eyes closed, kind of drifting in and out. He just kind of seems like he's on his way out.
Adika?
Yeah?
He may need some healing. I mean, I could give him a potion.
No, don't waste that. And
Oh,
I'll cast
can
a
help as
healing
well.
word, assuming I can see from here.
Of course, yeah, you can see. You can definitely get one off.
I'm assuming we're within range too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're fine. The healing words at least stabilize him long enough that he seems to be a little bit more perceptive to who you are, what's going on in the immediate around, and as he becomes a little bit more aware, he starts kind of frantically looking up in the treetops and looking around, and he's like, I gotta get out of here. My brothers, they took the bugbears. They just dropped out of the trees, and they just dropped down on us and attacked us.
Those bugbears came out of nowhere.
They, yeah, and you'll see that. So the wounds are starting to heal up from the healing word that you placed, but you'll see that the wound is very crude. It's not a polished blade or anything. It almost like it was serrated. The flesh has a kind of a torn and a ripped look to the gnome's wound in his abdomen side, and he just seems kind of hysterical about the loss of his brother. And he was kind of looking at the blood around him. He's like, "That's not my blood. That's my brother's blood."
It's yeah, and we're gonna follow the path, and hopefully maybe we'll see your brother along the way. What do you think you have enough energy with my friend's healing? Do you think you have enough energy to get back to Nuthma?
He's like kind of looking at you, scared, like, I'm out here by myself. I gotta go get my brothers. He's like, they clearly dragged him into the... And he just kind of, you know what? How much healing did you give him?
17.
17.
You know, but he was on death's door. I don't know. I mean, yeah, mechanically I understand how it works, but he was kind of on his way out. So I want to kind of just play it not like he was, fully conscious and ready to rock and roll. But he was ambitious enough to kind of get up, and he wants to kind of go chase after his brother, but he stumbles and is injured, and he really is in no shape to kind of travel and pursue, especially into the wandering forest to after his brother. The ranger, the scout that you guys are traveling with, will kind of suggest against. Otherwise, like, your friends are probably long gone, not really sharing comforting thoughts with him. Go ahead, Laura. What did you try
I put my hand on his shoulder just to try and comfort him. Maybe?
All right.
Did I? Is he an illusion?
No.
Are we going crazy?
You put your hand on his shoulder.
Okay.
What was that, Bart? Did you say you wanted?
Oh, I do have to head out real quick.
Yeah, we're gonna be wrapping up here, but we'll see you next week, Bart.
See you.
But yeah, you put your hand on his shoulder. It's definitely a no.
Okay. Well, let me just go quickly talk to my friend and see what we can do, okay? She'll kind of jog back to the trailer. Cart. So
You walk away, he kind of slumps back down the rock to rest, and you just kind of hear him mumble to himself about like the trees, they came from the trees.
So, do we want to pursue this because there is a blood trail? And maybe if it goes off into the forest, I don't know.
I mean, we could try.
Should we help this
Still
guy?
drive us insane. Is there a reason we shouldn't?
I think all this, the guardians, the orcs, I think it's all connected. I think once we get close to where we need to get to, we could probably nip it all in the butt.
Besides, why don't we give him a ride? He can go with Bax and Shaggy.
Okay. That works for me.
Because if all of that blood isn't his, that doesn't look very good.
Yeah, no, it doesn't. Okay. I'll jog back over to him. So, good plan. We're gonna take you with us. You can ride in the cart. You won't have to walk or anything like that. You'll go with our ranger friend and our helping hand, and we'll take a look for your brother. How's that?
I really feel like I should go with you, but I don't know how long I've been out and how long they've been gone.
Unfortunately, you'll probably just slow us down, so it's probably best that you don't.
All right, I'll stay behind with these two.
It'll be better odds for your family, so.
Okay. He agrees. He'll gently nod that seems like the best decision. And so what are you doing? So you want to send the cart ahead of you, or do you
No.
Do you want Bax to wait for you guys for a little bit while you guys kind of follow the trail off the blood drag marks off the trail?
I would just stay by the blood trail on the path, and then we should go into the forest. Because we could at least follow the blood trail back.
Okay. Is that where you guys would like to start off next week, following the blood trail into the woods then?
Probably.
Sure. Sounds good.
Sure.
All right, that's always a good way. Where do we start off? Blood into the woods. Great sign.
Let's go! Yep.
Awesome. Well, guys, thanks for another great, fun night. I enjoyed taking you to Nithma.